Hey everybody, welcome, and thank you for listening to this episode of Marriage Therapy Radio. My name is Zach Brittle. I'm here with Laura Heck. This is her second to last episode. We get on in a little bit of a festive mood and just start swapping stories. I actually am not sure we ever talk about marriage itself. I think we tried a little bit, but we're just landing this plane called Laura's tenure on Marriage Therapy Radio. So in this case, you can enjoy a little banter between two friends, comparing notes around the holidays, doing a little bit of nostalgia, considering sliding doors. It was actually pretty fun. We reference a couple of behind-the-scenes things, including me winning a talent show. I'm going to post that on the Patreon. Got a couple extra stories that you might find over there if you're interested in getting a little bit of the outtakes from some of our discussions. And maybe one day I'll finish the story that Laura didn't let me finish. All things considered, this is a very cool conversation. Stick around. I guess we're doing a holiday episode today. Their hats.
I guess so. Saw your hat and was like, I have one in just the other room I can go get.
I think we should vote about whose hat is better. I vote for my hat.
Okay. I mean, not the hill I want to die on today.
So Hi. Is you also voting for my hat?
No. That's a 1-1 split.
So it is a hill you're going to die on today. You should just vote for my hat. We can be done with this whole contest.
I just want to talk about myself right now, actually. I have so many fun things happening in my life that I am just like, I was really looking forward to coming on and talking about myself.
Okay. Well, you only get two more chances, so let's go for it.
Let's lean in. Number one, I'm drinking this beverage that I learned at I'm going to mispronounce it, Ayurvedic. Maybe I said it correctly.
I don't know what word you're trying to say, so I can't tell you if you mispronounced it.
I think it's pronounced Ayurvedic. I have no idea. But my girlfriend, who I put in the hippy dippy category because she teaches yoga and she knew about this type of like style of eating, took me to a cooking class. And it's really about like eating natural ingredients. And I'm going to botch this. For people who are listening, they're like, I know everything about Ayurvedic and Laura knows nothing. It's true. I do know nothing. But it was combining my two favorite things, which is learning and eating. And I was learning about eating. So it was pretty awesome. So I went to a cooking class where I didn't have to cook anything. I was just sitting down and eating, and I was observing somebody talk about how to make all of this food. And essentially, it's all like delicious, yummy, organic vegetables. I had like a carrot soup. I had a soup where she roasted, this is it's hilarious. She roasted, what's it called? Romaine lettuce. So like romaine lettuce, she threw a whole bunch on a baking sheet. She roasted it for a little bit. She seasoned it with some olive oil and maybe some other seasonings. And then she threw it in a blender and she blended it up with a little bit of like, I think vegetable stock, and then threw in a handful of cashews, and that was my soup. And it was delicious.
That's awesome.
It sounds disgusting, but anyway, no. I was really pumped. But what I'm drinking is, it's just like a dash of lemon. So I have a whole bunch of fresh squeezed lemon that I stick in my fridge and I drink off of it for like 3 days. It's making my teeth kind of sensitive, but I'm really liking it. So a little bit of lemon, some maple syrup, and some pink Himalayan sea salt with lots of hot water. And I think people call that like the makings for maybe a hot toddy or something like that.
Okay.
Is that how you say it? Hot toddy? Hottie toddy?
Hot toddy.
Hot toddy. Yeah. I'm drinking it without. But I'm really loving this whole Ayurvedic idea, concept. Yeah.
Are you allowed to drink Diet Coke in Ayurvedic?
Sure. Absolutely. I say
yes. We're both doing it.
Yeah. I'm in the season of yes, so you bet. You drink that Diet Coke. Are you allowed to have this peanut brittle at 9 in the morning? Yes, you are. How about this almond cookie? You bet.
Here's one advantage I have over you because I see clients in person, which is they bring me presents. So I have
Zachary Brittle.
I get like almond roca and spiced nuts every year, and I get Christmas cards. It's really quite nice.
Okay, Christmas cards, I am for that, but I'm just going to say, for those of you who are listening, and you might be like a therapist, which we have a lot of therapists, as the voice of reason, I'm going to say, ethically, you should not be accepting gifts from your therapist or from your client. So there's no gift exchange or exchange across the board. You can say, thank you, that is so sweet.
Yeah.
How about we share these nuts today during session?
Yeah, and then they take the rest of them home.
Sure.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's pretty benign, to be perfectly honest, if they're bringing you nuts or
Yeah.
almond brittle. But, you know, if they're like, I bought you this car and
Yeah.
I was just really infatuated with you as a human being and I would like to be your girlfriend.
So I should return the car is what you're saying?
In that instance, you should.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. What else is happening in my life that I wanted to tell you about? I had all these things. Like I was coming home for here's a thing that disappointed me. I have been lifting
I want to talk about something that
consistently.
disappointed me, by the way. You and
Hold on.
Jason disappoint me every time I send
Yeah?
you a hilarious text and neither one of you respond. Yeah.
Do I look stronger to you
You do.
or do I look normal? Because, hold on, let's get a back shot. Does that looks good.
I mean, I don't spend a lot of time like
Knowing
if you look stronger or weaker.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm literally like, I'm posing it. I'm flexing it off for you. I took my shirt off so I was in my tank top so you could see my muscles. I've been working my butt off in the gym and I've been going consistently in the mornings and just alternating between upper body, lower body. And I'm feeling good about
The
myself.
gym is your garage, right? You're above the garage room.
No, I mean, yes, we do have that, but that's for like really early morning workouts or evening workouts, but I like to go see people because I'm in my house all day long by myself because I don't see clients in person. But I've been
why
going
you also don't get any almond roca.
That is true, which is probably why my muscles are bigger than yours. Da-da, ching. But I asked Ryan, I said, hey, honey, does my body look any different?
Wait, did you take your shirt off for the purpose of showing me your arms and then you put your shirt back on?
Yeah, it's cold. I just wanted to show you my muscles.
You took your shirt off because you were hot and then you put your shirt back on because you were cold.
No, I took my shirt off to show you my muscles, and then I put my shirt back on. But my husband told me that I don't look any different. And this is what I love about my husband.
Listen, you look a lot different. You look stronger. Your back looks amazing. Yes, of course. You look so much stronger and your back looks so much better. I
don't trust you, but that is the answer that I was looking for. So I'm going to receive it.
Do these jeans make my butt look big? No.
Well, that's what I was going for, is a juicy booty. So you answered it incorrectly.
Yeah.
But I have been working really hard to build muscle in the off season. I got a little overburdened or overburdened. No, I got burned out. I got burned out from triathlon. So I decided I was not going to do any endurancing. And I'm just going to be doing lifting. And I think my body is different, but my husband says no.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter because Zach's voted him out.
Yeah. Also, you voted for my hat, so it's 2-0.
That is not true. Did I tell you I got into the Chicago Marathon?
Yes, you did.
Oh, okay. That's old news.
Yeah.
Wait, but that was not on air. That wasn't on our podcast. That was when we were a guest on another podcast.
Was it?
I
thought
think
you told
so.
me last week. No, I think you told me last week. But
whatever. Listeners, if you haven't heard, you're hearing it here first. I'm actually wearing my New York shirt, which reminded me about
because
Chicago.
I talked about Chicago the same time.
Old news. What's new with you?
Pretty sure I won a talent show yesterday.
What did you do? You did you sing?
No.
Oh,
my talent that I use in a talent show is, did you learn 50 Nifty United States when you were a kid?
No. Will you teach it to Holden and I?
Sure.
Holden and me? Holden and me. Okay.
Yeah, it goes like this. 50 nifty United States from the 13 original colonies. And then in the process of learning this song, you also learn how to say all 50 states in alphabetical order. And it goes like this. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, all the way through.
Okay.
So I learned this in like 4th grade. And like every other year, you learn this. So like, I think it's a nationwide thing. It's like required, but only every other year. So some people learned it in 4th grade and some people didn't learn it in 4th grade because they were in the off year.
Didn't learn it at all. Yeah. Maybe it's because I moved to Canada during one of those years when I was a kid.
Anyway, my talent when I do talent show is I juggle. So like 3 oranges, I can juggle 3 oranges. Oranges while reciting the United States of America in alphabetical order.
Okay.
And it's always a mystery to see how far I'm going to go. Like, can I get
before
all the
you
way
drop
to Oregon?
an orange?
Like, I don't know, because it's, who knows? So it's like class participation. So I'm like, how far do you think I'm going to get? And people are like, Minnesota. And then they're like, Oregon. And somebody else is like, California. And I'm like, you have no faith. And then so it's like, I kind of work the moment. Right. And then I go, okay, here we go. And I start juggling and I go, Alabama. And then I go, see how far I can go.
Okay.
And that's my talent. I use it every single time I have a talent show.
Felt like a lot more description for a pretty simple concept. I juggle while reciting. Okay, but that's fine. So how far did you get? Which state? You got to New Mexico.
Got to Wyoming.
Whoa, that's pretty far.
I got all the way to the end. So it was a surprise. It was like everybody was like on the edge of their seat waiting to see if I was going to drop these oranges, which I never did. And that was amazing. And yes, I won the talent show.
Congratulations.
Just like when I win a national trivia contest every May.
I'm really glad that you find like small wins throughout your life.
Oh my God. If you don't, you're gonna despair.
I have to tell you about, I have to go grab my phone because what I'm going to share with you is on my phone. So hold, please. Hold. Maybe you can go through the states. Well, how long will it take?
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana,
I'm back.
Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas,
I'm here.
Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming.
Okay. Oh, is Wyoming the last one?
Yes, this is what I was telling you. I made it all the way.
I didn't put it together. I was like, wow, that's
you didn't realize that state that started with WY was the last one alphabetically?
I didn't. I didn't think about that.
Okay.
Because I'm not a thinker, as we have covered. Okay, here's my win. My win is if you go to the Instagram, which you're already there because you like our page and you follow us on Instagram, Marriage Therapy Radio. I want you to go to Sock Puppet Master. Okay, let me describe this for you. These are police officers who have recordings of their interactions when they're pulling over people who are inebriated. And what they have done is they take the audio recording of themselves interacting with intoxicated individuals and they put it to a cartoon. And it's about a 2-minute sort of interaction. And I'm telling you, it is hilarious. I have spent more time watching these videos that bring me pure joy to listen to these officers keeping their calm, their cool, and interacting with absolute numbnuts. And
these videos bring you tidings of comfort and joy.
It does. And it also reminds me why I'm 60 days sober today. To say,
congratulations.
So thank you. But I did text my hot dad.
Not congratulations. I don't like congratulations, but hey, nice work.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I texted hot dad who used to be a police officer. He might know. And I said, is this funny to you as well? Like as an ex-police officer, is it hilarious? And he said, it's pretty funny. But I'm telling you, the number of people who either poo or pee their pants when they get pulled over, there's a lot.
Oh, man.
I know. I feel like I've found my kindred spirits, the people who can't hold their bowels. Because I was like, well, that's me. I'm not running from the cops. I'm just running. But yeah. Anyway, so check it out. It's called Sock Puppet Master on Instagram. It will also make your day. You're welcome.
Are you still going to do the Instagram on Marriage Therapy Radio? You're going to do some like updating us, or are you just going to go away?
No, that's actually, I have not shared this, but that's actually one of my biggest nemesis is social media. So the only reason I have social media is because of Marriage Therapy Radio. I would choose not to have social media. I can find Sock Puppet Master on like YouTube, so I don't need to be on social media. So anyway, I will not be on the socials.
Right on. All
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you will be checking the email and forwarding me things that I need to see.
That is also not going to happen. I know. Yeah. I mean, I am going to miss our folks, and I love interacting with them, but I get a lot of that energy from working with my clients who I'm loving right now. I'm
Except
in a
you don't
new
get any almond
season.
mocha.
I don't, but that's okay. I get verbal hugs all the time, and it feels great. And I accept them. Did you have something that you wanted to talk about now that we're 15 minutes into this?
I figured we'd
freaking
talk about the
podcast?
holidays because it's the holidays.
Okay. I'm very busy right now, so that might be a good indication of how people are feeling.
I just finished writing my holiday letter. We're mailing it today. So it'll be arriving soon.
Am I in it?
You are not in it.
Well, it looks like it's time to make some edits before you mail that.
Maybe I'll sign yours or something.
Like I joke, right? Like I would just want to talk about myself on the podcast. Am I in your this is not really how that I'm so self-centered that this is what I think you're going to write about me in your family holiday letter?
I believe that you do not expect me to write about you in the letter.
Okay. I just needed that to be clear that when people listen to this, they're like, good thing you got rid of that self-centered Laura Heck. She is miserable. I am just joking, you guys. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, well, okay.
Go on. Tell me about your letter.
No, it's
that
fine.
you didn't write about me. I'm going to read it. Are you going to read it out loud for everybody?
No, I'm not going to read it out loud. I had a friend, though, tell me that I needed to... He was like, I'm looking forward to your letter. Could you just don't forget to look on the bright side because your letters get a little dark sometimes. I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
So I aimed for a lighthearted and optimistic letter.
That's good.
Did you know I went to my hometown last weekend?
So yes, I knew that because you shared that on the podcast that we did this week. Yeah. But why did you go there?
My stepdad is a little bit of a legend in my hometown as a football and wrestling coach, in particular as a wrestling coach. And one of my best friends from high school is currently the wrestling coach at my high school. And he created the Otis Dowdy Wall of Fame. My stepdad is Otis Dowdy. And they dedicated it to him in a kind of a Hall of Fame ceremony over the weekend. So a bunch of alumni came in to be a part of that situation.
Wow.
And I didn't wrestle, but two of my best friends did wrestle. So the three of us hung out and spent the weekend together, and we just did like nostalgia and stuff. It was really fun.
That's awesome.
Nostalgia's real. Do you have nostalgia?
Nope.
Why not?
Not often. Mm-mm.
Like, do you?
I don't know.
What's your hometown?
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I don't. There isn't really. So I tell people that like when I went to college and I lived there for 4 years, like in my university town, that was the longest I had lived anywhere. So I don't have any kind of indication of like a place that feels like home to me. And then also I don't have any belongings. So every year we would move, and we were just like a transient family where we would move every year or two. And so I just didn't have the same belongings either. So I honestly, like I can tell you there's 3 things from my childhood. I have a blanket, I have a hairbrush, and I have my childhood Bible. And those 3 things are the things that I still have from just growing up or childhood. And those are, so I get maybe a little nostalgic when I hold on to like my childhood Bible because I've had it since I was 10 years old. But yeah, no, not really. Yeah.
Man, I like drive around. I look at houses that I used to like frequent, whether it was a house I used to live in or a friend's house. And I make sure I go back to the restaurants and I get the same sandwiches. And I, just sort of romanticize about the air quality or whatever. And I reminisce with old friends about, things we used to do or say. It was funny this time when I was with these 2 guys and there was actually 3 of us at one point. We were all comparing notes about high school, different people, different events. And we were kind of like, did we go to the same high school? It was weird because we all had these really different angles on things that happened.
Yeah. I would go with your angle, to be honest, because the way that your brain and your memory works, it is so sharp. I would bet on you every day. You're my horse.
It's pretty funny. I remember this. There's a wrestling match that when we were in ninth grade that happened in our junior high school gym, and it was. I think anybody who was there will recall it now as the greatest sporting event they've ever been to in their entire life. Like
Why
it's on the
is
list. Like if
that?
I think about the
Why?
top 5 sporting events, well, I remember almost every single detail of the match. Like I remember all. So somebody will be like, "Oh yeah, that was the match that Hank the Tank did such and such." And I go, "Yeah, but here's why that mattered, because Hank was the last, and and then earlier in the second match, Adam did, and it was." So just reliving that was pretty fun. The quick and dirty was that it was 2 really rival junior highs, and both were really good at wrestling. And my junior high, Cape Spring Junior High, wasn't supposed to win the match. And if we were, it was going to be really, really tight, like super tight. Like we needed everything to go our way.
Yeah.
And going into the second to last match, we were all sad because we were supposed to lose the last 2 matches. And if we had just won one of them, we would have won. But we weren't supposed to win either one of them. And so into the second to the last match, which is heavy guy. These are heavy guys, right? They're
like all of 170 pounds or something in high school.
Yeah, closer to like 2. Yeah, but yeah, pretty much
the big boys.
Anyway, Joe Skopitz wins the second to last match, which means the junior high, we won the match overall. Everybody goes crazy. It is like absolute nuts that we have finally beaten Hidden Valley, which is the high school we had, the junior high that we had meet.
Great name.
And then we were like ready. We were ready to be done. We're like, let's go home. Let's get this over with. Hank is going to lose. It's not a big deal. Like, we'll just move on. And because Hank was wrestling this guy named Raymond, and Raymond was...
This is going so long, Zach. This is the longest story.
Okay, well, I guess you guys are not going to hear the end because Laura's got better things to do right now.
I'm just telling you, my
never
ADD
mind. Forget it.
is...
No, it's no big deal. I'm good.
You should have told me to get like a blanket and a pillow and like
you have
settle in. Settle. Okay, go ahead. I mean, you got me for another 30
Here's
minutes.
something else that happened though. I pulled a bunch of letters out of my mom's attic. Like I pulled a bunch of stuff out of my mom's attic, photos, old textbooks, but a bunch of letters that people had written me because I just have them. I just have like a box full of letters.
Oh.
And when I say letters, what I mean is like folded up pieces of paper that someone passed me in class. Like
like notes.
Like notes.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
1989 version of texts.
That's awesome.
But here's the thing that was wild about that. I'm reading them. A lot of them are from girls because girls are writing me notes. Not a lot of guys are writing me notes, and a lot of them are like, "Zach, why are you so mad at me? Zach, why haven't you talked to me in 3 days? Zach, why don't you write me back?" I was like, I was a stonewaller in middle school.
Yeah.
Like I was a rageaholic when things didn't go my way when I was 13, 14 years old. This is amazing.
You would withdraw. That's interesting.
Anyway, so I had this, I had a bunch of nostalgia over the weekend about not just where I lived, but also who I was and who I might have become if I hadn't figured it out. So,
where do you think you like? Honestly, let's do like a little like doodle 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 doodle. Where would you be? Like an alternative version of you if you had maybe had like a sliding door moment and you made a different decision. Like, who would you be married to? How many kids would you have? Like, what would your life look like?
I don't know. I've done this a number of times. Like I think about this a lot because there are probably 2 people in particular that I could have married. Like sort of
you lucky duck.
Well, I'm just saying like the 2 sliding doors are these 2 particular people with regard to that question in particular. Yeah. And I have played those out a lot. I have played it forward quite a bit. And every once in a while, particularly if I'm discontent in my relationship with Rebecca or something, I'll be like, I should have done that. That should have been what I'd done. But then I also 100% of the time I come back to, no, this planet needs Mary and Abby. Like this planet that needs them on it. I don't know what they're going to do yet, but if I had gone through the sliding door and married someone else, while it might have been fun to imagine, I can't imagine the planet without Mary and Abby. So it's sort of a futile experiment.
Go down. Yeah.
I sort of entertain it for a second, like in a cocktail party second, or even with you and me, I could kind of go, yeah, I might have married this person and then I probably would live here. we'd probably have, this many kids, and I would
Would
look
you
like
be at
this.
like a high school teacher? Like
Probably,
if you, yeah,
probably. In
you'd
both
be
of those
dressed like
cases, I would have
this.
stayed on the evangelical Christian path a lot longer.
Oh, like maybe you could be like a high school like youth pastor,
Yeah, something like
and you
that.
could be like an 8th grade literature teacher,
Yeah,
and maybe
and
you
miserable.
have, yeah, like maybe 40 pounds overweight, and except for you swim on a regular basis. I mean, I could paint this picture for you.
Yeah,
You're
thanks.
very comfortable. You paid your mortgage off because you've been married to the same person since you were 19 years old. So
Yeah,
that's exciting.
yeah.
And living in the same home, which belonged to your parents, and
Probably near
you
her
took it
parents.
over.
I actually probably
Oh,
live in the same town as her parents.
oh, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah,
because once your first child was born, you moved.
we had to be near her mom.
Do you know how mine plays out? And this
Tell
is
me.
the only sliding door moment. First of all, I didn't have any. Like you were a lucky man to have like so many options of women that wanted to marry you. Nobody wanted to marry this shit show.
Wait a second. Wait a second. I did not say they wanted to marry me.
You
In
wanted
fact,
to marry
this is
them?
actually part of the problem.
Oh,
Because at least in one case, she definitely did not want to marry me.
this is the
And
breakup that took 6 months.
I
Where
tried
you
to
were
tell her
like,
she was wrong. 4 years.
just wanted to let you know I am
Yeah.
officially over you. And
Yeah.
she's like, thank you. I
Yeah.
have 3 children.
Yeah.
I've been happily married to my husband.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other one would have married me, but that would have been a disaster. And yeah, would have been terrible.
I think that if I had a sliding door moment, it would be I had a job offer. This was Ryan and I had been together for 6 months. I had graduated from college. I started applying and I got a job at Microsoft, and I turned it down because
By the way,
I
folks, we're not
chased.
talking about marriage at all today. So just
No.
take it easy. Laura's leaving soon, and this is
Yep.
we're just
We're
talking.
we're just winding down and ending
Except
our
that I'm not allowed to
relationship.
tell my wrestling story because it's too long.
It was excessive. You know what? I think I just don't have any patience today because I didn't even want to get you through the entire alphabet of. There's zero patience. That tracks. That tracks with where I'm at right now in my cycle. Anyway, if I had accepted the Microsoft job, Ryan and I would not be together. But
Okay.
I chose to decline the position. Instead, I followed Ryan to California. And about 6 months into being in California, being in a relationship, being engaged, that's when I decided I was going to go to therapy school.
Mhm.
So there was a little bit of this, like, what do I do with my life? But if I had gone to Microsoft, I guarantee you I would have been gobbled up by the whole corporate ladder situation.
Mhm. Yeah, you would.
And I think I would be an endurance athlete. I think that part would have happened because I probably would have had to figure out how to manage my stress level. But Ryan actually played this out. He goes, if you had not come with me, you would be in a high rise. You would be in like a 2-bedroom condo in downtown Seattle.
Would you be
have
married?
all the
Would you be
designer
single?
stuff. Nope, I would be single.
Mhm.
I would be single. I would probably have like 5 different types of STIs because I would sleep around Seattle like nobody's business.
Mhm.
I was on that track
Mhm.
before I met Ryan. And I think I would just like have a pile of money. But I ultimately, I think I would probably be a very different person and unhappy.
Mhm.
And I never would have discovered my love for like the outdoors and like the slow paced life and not being, on social media and all that. I think I would have gotten wrapped up in a lot of things that I don't truly enjoy.
I wonder if this isn't actually a meaningful conversation for us to be having because people, of course we think what if. Of course we think through the what if kinds of options. And I've done it in ways that have been unhelpful and detrimental to my relationship. I've done it in ways that have been, I don't know, closer to what I just kind of reported, which is that there's a little bit of novelty in it for me, but also I appreciate that kind of no matter where I'm at right now or how I got here, this is what needed to happen for the planet. And this is why I think so highly of my kids. But it's sort of like, I wonder if people don't need permission sometimes just to kind of go, yeah, this is, if I had married that person instead of that person, or if I had taken that Microsoft job instead of that. I don't know if it's like topic worthy, but maybe it's fun just to kind of imagine in a safe place what it would be like to be in a different life.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a little bit of like the book that you had recommended, The Midnight Library, where she gets the opportunity.
Isn't there a Christmas movie that Nick Cage is in that's about all this? Like Family Man, maybe?
Nicholas Cage?
Nick Cage. Nicholas Cage.
You call him Nick? Nobody calls him Nick.
Everybody calls him Nick.
No.
He's
Nobody
Nick
knows
Cage.
Nicholas Cage.
Yeah.
We're talking about like Nicholas Cage.
Yeah, we're talking about Nick Cage. Yep, that guy.
Stop it right now.
Why would I stop? I'm going to type in Nick Cage right now. I guarantee I'm going to get it.
Go ahead. Oh, we'll wait.
I mean, his name is Nicholas Cage, but he goes by Nick Cage.
Does he? You guys are on a first name abbreviated version.
What happened to Nick Cage? I found somebody typed the word Nick instead of Nicholas.
You found one
I
link?
did. So the internet is right. No,
Okay.
It's called Family Man. I think it's a Christmas movie, and it's about how what happens if he like goes to this one sliding door instead of the other one.
Yeah.
Jack's lavish, fast-paced lifestyle changes one Christmas night when he stumbles into a grocery store holdup and disarms a gunman. The next morning, he wakes up in bed lying next to Kate, his college sweetheart he left in order to pursue his career, and the horrifying discovery that his former life no longer exists. As he stumbles through this alternate suburban universe, Jack finds himself at a crossroads where he must choose between his high-power career and the woman he loves.
And
So,
ultimately, what do people choose? They
We did
choose
it.
love over money every time.
We got in the movies they do.
Hey, can I ask you, this is a really morbid question, but this is a
great.
hypothetical.
Mhm.
It's a hypothetical that my son came up with. He said,
Yeah.
Mom, he's been really into writing. And so he's been kind of like throwing these plots at me and like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? He said, what if there was sort of like this dystopian world where you can have a family, but your children only live to be the age of 10 and then they die. That's the morbid part, okay? And
Okay.
he said, so you can continue to choose to have children. Like after your 10-year-old has left you, you can have another 10-year-old.
You can
And
only have
as
one
a
at a time?
result, you can only have one 10-year-old at a time. And every
One
time
kid, one child at a time?
one child.
So you
Right.
can't have like a 10-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 2-year-old.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can go through, and every time you re-up on a new child, you actually go back in time. So you can choose, like, you don't age and you can have another child. But the alternative is that you age. So one is like you can continue to stay ageless and you can have a new 10-year-old every 10 years or a new kid every 10 years. They never pass the age of 10. Or you live your life through and you just age normally. He goes, what would you choose, Mom? I said, this is a really interesting concept, right?
Okay, I have a couple questions.
Okay.
When your 10-year-old dies and you
Yeah.
go back to have you de-age by 10 years to have
Yeah.
another baby.
Yeah.
Do you remember everything you learned?
100%. Yes.
You do. You
Yes.
remember raising the 10-year-old.
You bet. Yes.
But you're younger. So I have the wisdom and life experience of a 40-year-old, but I'm only
That's
30.
right.
Okay. Interesting. That's interesting. Now, alternatively, if I'm 30 and I have a baby and that baby dies when I'm 40,
That's right.
what's my other option? I stay 41, but I have no more children?
Yeah, your option is you can just continue to live on life and you never have another child and you age as you normally would.
So I'd just
Yeah.
be like regular.
Right.
Except for
Regular.
this science fiction element of only 1 and 10 years old.
And
they
you
die.
could also choose to never
How
have a
did
child.
I get to be 30 if they die when they're 10?
Wait, what?
How did I live to be 30 years old if everybody dies when they're 10?
Oh, dang it. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know that answer.
We need to ask Holden.
We do. Nobody thought of that. That's really funny. I'll talk to Hootie about that. But
I think the interesting story would be if you had, let's say, 2 best friends who had a baby when they were 30, and when their babies died at 10, they made different choices. That would be a cool story.
that would be
So
an
like
interesting
if
story.
you and I were the best friends, and I was like,
Right.
no, I'm going to be 41 and childless, and you're like, no, I'm going to go back and be 30 and baby wise.
Right.
Then on the next day, when you get pregnant and you're 30 and I'm
Yeah.
41, we have a situation.
Mm-hmm.
That would be an
So
interesting story.
he's getting a little bit of this concept of like the never aging part from this book called Scythe. I think that's how you pronounce it, where the plot of the book, and this is like a young adult book that a lot of people have read, but the idea is that they have been able to take in this society anything that would kill you, like cancer or heart disease or whatever, and they've solved it. And so people don't naturally just die off in like their 80s. But what they needed to do is what people have the choice to do is they can age and then they go and they kind of like recover. They go to their recovery and they get a choice to go back to the age of 21. That's the youngest they can go. And so there's like these weird, like situations where your mom looks like she's 22 years old and you're maybe 40 and you kind of get to choose your preferred age of what you want to be. But what happens when nobody dies is that they actually have to have like a systematic way of killing people off. So that's where it's a morbid book, but it's an interesting concept. And that's where Ryan or Holden, my son, got this idea of like, Mom, what happens if you're in this society and you can choose to have a child, but they all die at 10, but you can always have another, but it impacts your age in some way. Yeah. So it's interesting that he's kind of on this little like ethical dilemma place in his developmental stages. Anyway, you're right. We really didn't talk about anything marriage related.
Well, I was kind of thinking about sitting there last night. I was thinking about what are we going to talk about tomorrow? Because the reality of you being done is that you're just kind of done. Like we're not really talking. I mean, we haven't really seized marital topics in a little while as we've been in this ambivalent space. Like I think we've talked about them for sure, but we haven't. I don't think we've like knocked it out of the park, right?
I think we did.
Okay.
Yeah, like there was didn't we do apologizing or
Great.
What did we do?
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I'm so glad. I've been sort of protecting your energy. So if you feel great, I feel great. But then I was like, we got 2 left. I think we should, I'm okay with just talking. And if you're not, then that's okay. You don't have to listen. Just turn it off. Turns out you're never going to hear the end of my wrestling story anyway. So,
I think it needs to be part of the outro. It's the teaser.
The other thing is when we record next week, Lala, what do you want to do? You want to have like some greatest hits or something? Do you want a party? Should we invite our favorite guests back to say goodbye to you? Or like, what do you want? You want to?
No, that all sounds like so counter to who I am, where I didn't even have like a 40th birthday party. I'm just not a
Do you want me to come up with a set of questions? Like, what was your favorite moment? What was your least favorite moment? Who was your favorite interview? What was your least? Or do you want to just like do you want to plan? This is what I think you want to do for the next week. You want to plan your mantra, your like manifesto, and you want to give it to us next week. It's sort of like the final word from Laura Heck. Do you want to do that?
Nope. I don't want that. Seems like a lot of planning. And when I meet, it's going to be
Chat GTP to do it. GTP to do it for you.
GTP?
Chat GTP. Yeah, just get AI to write your manifesto.
I thought it was GPT. PT.
I don't know what it is. I don't use it.
What does it stand for?
Good party time.
Oh man, I'm spicy today. I can tell. I am like when you called it and you're like, you have senioritis. I'm like, yes, I definitely do. But I don't for my clients.
This is what I just said. And then you told me that didn't happen. So
no, I do. I have senioritis. Yeah. Yes. So I don't want to do anything. And also when we record, it's going to be the day after Christmas, which I'll be honest, I will probably not be here. I'm going to be at the mountain. It's a day off.
You can pick a different day.
Okay. That would be awesome.
As long as we do it by Monday night.
Well, let's just do it today. I mean, clearly my brain is really screwed on straight.
Nope. Okay. I'm not ready today. I'm not emotionally prepared. Plus, I have to go off into the rest of my afternoon and tell somebody this wrestling story because otherwise I'm going to have the Zeigarnik effect and it's just not going to.
Yeah.
It's not going to go away.
I was actually like talking about the Zeigarnik effect, this idea that our body and our brain and our like hearts and soul and all of that hold on to these unfinished loops. I was talking to clients and they like quite literally said, hey, here's all of the things that have kind of happened in the last, let's just say like several years of our young relationship. And they said, so now we're starting with therapy. Like, do we just hit the hard reset button or do we have to go back and actually like process or heal all of those individual situations? And I'm sitting there and I'm like nodding my head and she's just like, oh God, really? I'm like, yeah, we really do. Because I did my individual sessions with them, and each of them are telling me, here's all the things that have happened in the past. And the fact that they had them on the ready and they were able to say, here's all the open wounds that we have in the relationship that is wearing us down. I can't say, yep, let's hit the reset button. But also, people want to go back and they want to heal those traumas so quickly and early on in therapy, and they're just not ready for it. Too long of a story.
Yeah, this is so boring. I don't even know what you're talking about.
You know, you are making it really easy for me to want to just say, I think next week should be a solo sesh. Just you and the microphone.
No, never. I'm gonna have my claws in you forever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I believe it. Land it. Land
yes,
the
please.
episode that had zero content at
Merry
the top.
Christmas or happy holidays or happy all the things, everybody. If you don't like Christmas, I'm sorry about that, but I hope your December 25th is good.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
What do you want for Christmas? Like, what is a gift that if
Time
you
machine.
received it wrapped under your tree that you would be really pumped about? What is on your wish list?
There is
now?
actually an answer.
Okay.
Here's what it is. There are these things that you can buy at the store. Sorry, I don't know what store you buy them at, but Mary showed them to me once when we went to this Asian market. We were in this kind of like novelty store, and they are they go on your bookshelf and they look like a book, but it's like a 3D model of kind of the inside of the book. So like if it's Peter Pan, it looks like a book, but it's a model of like a scene from Peter Pan. And so it looks like a book and it goes on your bookshelf, but it's but also you build it. So like I would like to have this gift given to me, and then I would build like my Peter Pan little model thing, and then I would put it on my bookshelf in my new office, which is awesome. And that's what I want. And I think Mary will give it to me because she's a really good gift giver and she remembers things. But if she doesn't, I will probably just buy it myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a particular book that you would like to
No, I think there's
receive?
like hundreds you can choose from. And Peter Pan would be fine. It would be a fine one. But I just would want it to look cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
What do you
I was
want for
just
Christmas?
curious. I don't really have anything in particular. Yeah. I want a tonneau cover on my Ford F-150.
Can I tell you something I'm doing that is extremely petty? Actually, I don't want to say this too publicly, so I'll say it in a second. It can be behind the scenes.
I'll say it really quiet. I'll say it really quiet into the microphone.
And during the heavyweight match, the last match of the afternoon, all right, let's land this plane so we can move on to the next thing, and then I'll see you next week for your finale.
Okay. All right. Adios. You said let's land this plane. That's my line.
You said it already once, but I was...
Oh, phew. If you didn't land it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Marriage Therapy Radio. I just remembered not what I want to get, but what I want to give. Holidays are hard. If you've listened to any of our Christmas episodes before, I have a real hard time with the whole gift giving thing. But one thing that I want to tell you guys about is I really want to create these little traveler packs and I have it, and I probably should have shown you on air. You know what? I'll do it on the behind the scenes, but it's like a little travel pack, and it includes dice and a couple of card decks and some like different travel games, and I put it in the center console of my truck, and then whenever we go to a friend's house or a restaurant or whatever it might be, I take this little travel pack out, and it literally has like 9 games in one. And I think it's the best gift to give families with young children who want to spend time connecting, but they don't want to have their kids on devices. That is the gift that I want to give to all of my people. I'm just a little behind, so it might be more of like a Valentine's Day gift. Anyway, thanks so much for all of your time and attention, making your relationship better today than it was yesterday.